The bottom is in. I think it is. For Bitcoin, for crypto, for stocks, the bottom is already in. Here's why. Here's all the reasons why, and here's all the things that could mess it up. So if you want to know, hey, this is why the bottom is in, and this is why maybe it could all go wrong, watch the rest of this video. Okay. Seriously, guys, I've been trying to warn you. I've been trying to tell you. I changed my name on Twitter to Kale Bullish at the Bottom Abe. So come follow me because I've been telling you guys for months that I think the bottom is already in for Bitcoin. I think it's already in. I don't know what to tell you. The more days that go by, the more bullish I get. Here is my tweet on June 18th. Friendly reminder that at some point you actually have to hit the buy button if you want to make money in crypto. Everyone is saying the bottom will be obvious. Just chill. That's literally the worst advice I've ever heard. Bottoms are not obvious. That's why they bottom. Okay, this was on June 18th, 2022. So let's go look at the Bitcoin chart. When did we actually bottom out for Bitcoin? Well, if we scroll over here, wow, ding, 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 June 18th. So your boy told you, and I was buying this day right here, June 18th, that the bottom, at some point, you have to buy. And that's what we did. We bought a bunch of Bitcoin. If you are a part of our NFT project, you would know because all of my trades are posted live in 2+2 Genesis. We'll get to that at the end of the video. There's a ton of stuff coming out for this, but I digress. So anyway, I've been trying to warn you guys, but I think the bottom is in, and here's why. Let's go through all of the factors that have led us to this point. Let's go kind of backtrack through time because clearly we've had a crazy journey, right? We've come all the way down from 69,000. Oh my gosh, you can't even see it on the screen. Look at how disgusting this has been. We came all the way down in November from $69,000 all the way down here to where we're at today, $22,000. And so here is why the bottom I think is in, and this is why. Let's go. Number one, this is where it all started. Your boy Do Kwon, he started to say, deploying more capital, steady lads. This is on 2022, May 5th, the 9th of May, okay? And this is when all the stuff hit the proverbial fan. So let's zoom in again and let's just show you when this started. Just so we can backtrack, just so you can see kind of what has been influencing this market, okay? So on May, it's right here, okay? May 9th, your boy Do Kwon and Luna starts absolutely imploding. Luna, okay? And from there, we had contagion. We had the market completely getting liquidated, and the amount of sell pressure was unlike anything I've ever seen in my life in crypto, okay? So as you can see, we just literally went off a cliff after that. Why is that? Well, if you guys don't know, Luna went to zero. I can't even pull up a Luna chart here. Maybe I can. Because it doesn't exist anymore. Luna Classic. Let's see if I can pull it up. Terra Luna Classic. You can't even see the pricing because Luna Classic started at zero. Because the original Luna, I can't even show you it on the screen. It's just so bad. Like, look at this. It is worth 1 cent. Less than 1 cent. This coin was at $80 when this guy started tweeting, when Do Kwon was like, steady lads. So basically what happened is $200 billion got wiped off the planet. If you missed this, good for you. I mean, thank God you missed this because this is one of the most horrifying times in the history of crypto. So basically we had something very bad happen, okay? So then what happened after that? And this all is showing you why I think the bottom is in. So we had sell pressure. Luna had to sell billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. Literally, it's well documented. Just go look at the saga of this. But they had all of this Bitcoin that they were holding, right? And in order to try to save their little stupid coin, they sold their BTC. Okay, they sold a ton of it on purpose. It was forced selling. They didn't have a choice. Okay, so that started everything. Then all this stuff started to happen. Celsius, due to extreme market conditions, today we are announcing that Celsius is pausing all withdrawals, swap, and transfers. So this was on June 12th. And this started even more downside. The reason for this on June 12th right here, this was when that Celsius thing was. Let me remove some of these drawings. This is when Celsius started the next leg down. We were at about $30,000 here. And this is when the contagion really started, okay? So Celsius. So we had everything break. We had everything break right over here when Luna went bankrupt, right? But then we started to realize that people were exposed to Luna. Celsius right here was exposed to this. And so they lost all their money too, just like you, which means that they passed on those losses to the market. Okay, so they started pausing all withdrawals, and this continued with a bunch of different things. 3AC was a crypto hedge fund. They literally went missing. They had to liquidate all of their assets. They went totally bankrupt, and now they're running from everyone. They were worth $18 billion at one point. Now they're running from the law. We had the crypto lending firm BlockFi that was at a $5 billion valuation a year ago, now worth only $500 million. We had Voyager and Celsius both go bankrupt. Literally, they cannot pay. They have these coins, and they lended them out to risky things like Luna. They lended them out to sketchy dudes like Do Kwon, and they were forced to sell their coins. They were literally forced. This is what what I'm trying to emphasize here, guys. I know a lot of you guys know this was happening, but the reason why the bottom is in, guys, is because from this point here, right here on this chart, I need to make it bigger so you guys can see. Look at this. You see how disgusting this is? The reason it went straight down is not because the macro was bad it's just a recession. It's a bear market. No, the reason we went straight down in such a disgusting fashion, guys, is because Luna started right around here, around $35,000. And then we had Contagion. We had all of these other firms going bankrupt, which caused us to go straight down, okay? And that was the final capitulation. Down here, when we had 17,000, look at this candle. Look at this candle. This is what it looks like when you bottom out. Everyone was saying, hey, oh, it's probably going to $10,000, but that's also what happens at the bottom. Right here, everyone was saying, $10,000 is coming, 10K is incoming, but guess what? Look at this candle. This is a daily candle. It didn't hold. $17,000 didn't hold. We had insane sell pressure down here, insane volume. Let me pull up volume here. I'm doing this on the fly, but like, this is what bottoms look like, guys. If you see, the volume was extremely high. Forced selling. People were selling coins that they didn't want to sell because they had to. Okay, we had Luna selling, we had Celsius selling, we had 3AC selling, we had BlockFi selling, we had Voyager selling, we had all of this, and not to mention that Twitter wouldn't shut up about it, right? Were you on Twitter during this time? I know I was. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, we're all gonna die. Call your mom, call your dad, call your wives. We're all gonna die. Because all of these things were happening, and it was just breaking news. Everything is screwed. And that is exactly what happens. That's how you reach peak fear. I think this crypto greed and fear index is a joke. It doesn't really work. But if you think that we're going to get more fearful than Voyager, these are big names. Voyager, Celsius, 3AC, BlockFi, Luna, going bankrupt all within the span of 1 week, I think you need to have your head examined. Like, everyone on Twitter is still calling. That's why I'm saying, guys, the bottom is in. It's in. Everyone is still calling for 10K, but where are we going to get the coins from? You have to think about that. Like, are we going to find hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Bitcoin to panic sell to get us lower than 17K? I don't think so. I think what this looks like right here, this candle, oh my gosh, I hate this chart. What this looks like right here is panic selling. And people panicked and sold everything they had. There's not enough coins to get us lower than this level. And that's why you are seeing, even though it's been choppy here, you're seeing Bitcoin finally rally here off the lows and start to create some higher highs here. And actually, I think we're headed back to like the $30,000 range here, unless something goes bad. Okay, and I've been screaming this from the rooftops for a long time. If you just go look at these, I mean, I know my thumbnails are just totally clickbait, guys. But if you actually watch these videos, right, I said like, is the Bitcoin bottom already in over a month ago, right? So if you just the thumbnails are, just ignore the thumbnails, right? $36,000. I'm just trying to get people to click the videos, right? But the Bitcoin bottom is already in. I've been telling you guys this for months. So the forced selling, I think, is over. People were forced to sell. All of these firms were forced to sell. So now, if we're going to go lower, we're going to need to make some other people sell. But who are those people going to be, right? So here are the only things that I think could mess this up. I do think the bottom is in. I bought so much Bitcoin here, around $19,000, around $20,000. I'm very, very happy with that. Ethereum is doing even better. Solana is doing even better. I would consider, if you are more of a degenerate, if you really think that you want to, outperform Bitcoin, I would say Matic, Solana, or Ethereum. However, I think Bitcoin is going to rally here. I think it's going to have a Bitcoin dominance rally here in the future, and that's why I'm holding Bitcoin. Plus, I just trust it more. It was just easier to buy the fear at the bottom buying Bitcoin for me, okay? But here's all the reasons why the only reasons I think we could actually, at the bottom is not in, okay? Just in case, here's some things to watch, just in case I'm wrong, okay? Number one, the Fed. If they come out way too hawkish, if they start to say, we are going to raise interest rates by 100 BPS, they have an FOMC meeting next week. The market is not expecting them to raise the rates by 100 BPS, okay? At one point it was, but then they changed their mind, okay? If they come out next week and they say that we are going to raise it by 100 BPS, we will nuke, okay? Everything will absolutely go down. And that could possibly set new lows in because they are being very hawkish. However, I still don't think that's going to be enough. I still don't think that would be enough to get us below 17K, but hey, maybe, okay? So this is something to watch. If they come out at 75 BPS next week at the FOMC meeting, that's good news. That's priced in already, okay? The next thing, earnings season. Earnings season is coming up. So Tesla, Apple, Google, all the big companies are reporting their earnings. That means that they are going to say, hey, this is how much money we made last quarter. Okay. And this is probably honestly the biggest risk ahead of us right now because Bitcoin has taken a huge beating. Like I showed you, Bitcoin has just been forced selling, liquidations. The stock market hasn't taken as big of a beating. It has taken a beating, obviously. Look at that. I mean, it's down a lot. But if these other companies start to say, if Tesla starts to say, you know what, we're going to suck for the next 18 months. If Apple's like, yeah, we missed all of our targets and we're going to keep missing our targets. That is the one thing I think that could nuke us because you'd have the stock market making newer lows. You have the stock market really falling off a cliff here, which could happen, right? Falling off a cliff, which Bitcoin would probably just follow because they're correlated, right? So that's the biggest risk I see there. However, I don't see those companies sucking, right? Apple, Tesla, Google, the companies that are holding this market up right now, they're too good. They're too good. They have too big of a monopoly on industry, and they're just too good at what they do. They own everything and they control everything. I think they're going to continue to. So I don't think I think their earnings actually might be surprising to the upside. I think that people are expecting doom and gloom. They're expecting it to be really bad, right? So when you have someone expecting something that's going to be really bad, if it's only like kind of bad, we're probably going to go up. Does that make sense? So unless Tesla and Apple totally like wet the bed over the earnings season, I think we're good. I think the bottom is in. Okay, the next thing. What happens if Russia doesn't turn Germany's gas back on? So there's this thing this week. Everyone's acting like this is a big deal. I don't really know. I don't know if it is. I don't think that it matters for U.S. stocks. I feel bad for Germany. I feel bad for people in Europe that aren't going to be able to heat their homes this winter, which sucks. But the dollar in the United States stock market is still the market right now because we're not as affected by this as these other countries. So if they don't turn this pipeline on, people are saying that could be very bearish. I don't know, guys. I don't know how this affects crypto directly. I think there's too many factors here. If they turn the pipeline on, that's probably bullish. We'd probably go higher. Something to watch. I'm not exactly sure, okay? This one, this is something that I personally am worried about. It's just Biden, right? Biden is clearly not mentally healthy. I mean, I think we can all agree, like if you just read the headlines, like Biden is cognitively unable to serve, and the Democrats have known this for years. It's time for Joe Biden to resign. You even have like the Wall Street Journal, like these really liberal publications saying the 80s called, they're on their way for you, Mr. President. And it says President Biden, senile Alzheimer's. Like even the liberal publications are turning against this dude, okay? And what that means for me is that anything could happen. When you have someone who is senile running the free world, like this guy clearly doesn't have it together. He's shaking people's hand. He's shaking the air. He's falling off his bike. He's asking, what do I do now? Like he's not there, right? So when you have this happening, when you have such incompetence at the highest level, anything could happen. So I know that's like, I'm throwing a wet blanket on stuff, but I can't predict what a senile person's going to do. And I'm not going to sit here and try to like get inside the head of someone who's not cognitively aware. Okay. So yes, of course, if Biden comes out with some stupid policy or something crazy, that could make us go lower, I guess. But I just don't see it because I think that elections are coming. Okay. We have to think about what is priced in, and what is priced in is that the presidential election cycle shows that the stock market may bottom in the third quarter, which is right now, before a rally in the fourth quarter. And this typically happens around midterm elections. And you're probably wondering, why would the stock market, rally around a midterm election? Well, because they're trying to get your votes, guys. They don't want the stock market to fall off a cliff right before you vote for them. That doesn't help you to vote for them. They want the stock market to do this. So what do they have to do? They have to print money. And it's all timing out perfectly, too, when you think about it. Because like I said in many of my other videos, inflation has peaked, right? Here's how Bitcoin could go to, or when all these, just go watch my other videos. I talk about how how the CPI print last time was actually the top. It was the top of inflation. So if inflation comes down, they can print more money, and it actually leads up into election season, into November, very, very conveniently. So I see us having a rally toward the end of the year here as we head towards these elections so that they can try to buy some votes. Honestly, they're going to give out stimulus checks. They're going to say, hey, gas stimulus check, food stimulus check. All this stuff's going to happen. You'll see it, and that's going to help Bitcoin as well. So to summarize, guys, I've been trying to warn you. I don't get everything right, clearly. Like last year, I thought Bitcoin was going to 100K. We were all riding altcoins to the moon, all that stuff, right? Everyone kind of was hoodwinked by Plan B and, stock to flow and all that stuff. But ever since then, ever since about 50K Bitcoin, I've been saying sell, 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 sell. And it hasn't been until recently. It hasn't been until June 18th, really, right here at the bottom, when I've been saying, guys, you gotta buy at some point. You gotta back the truck up at some point. At some point, everyone's gonna be saying, hey, wait for confirmation. Oh, the bottom's not in. That's terrible advice, okay? That's terrible advice. Share this video with someone who needs to think seriously that they probably quit. How many of you guys have friends right now that probably quit crypto, right? They quit crypto because it's like, oh, it's just straight down. But this is not the time to quit, yo. This is the time to buy. The time to sell was up here. I told everyone and their mother to sell right here on this last boom, right here. This was sell time. And now I'm telling you to buy. I mean, I'm not your financial advisor, but good Lord, I'm telling my friends, my family, people I love, that it's time to load up the truck. And I'm personally loading it up. Okay, so I don't know how else to be more clear. I think that we are going back to this range. One of the tweets that I made showed this, but let me just show you, okay? We spent 18 months above $30,000. This is 18 months, okay? Do you see that? That's a lot of time. That's like saying, imagine that you're dating a girl for 18 months, okay? You're dating someone for 18 months, then you break up. What happens? Well, typically, you'll text each other, you'll get back together for a week or two, you'll go on one more date, right? You don't just cut them off completely. Like you spent 18 months with them, you probably go check it out one more time, right? That's what happens. Bitcoin is going to come back and check out this $30,000 level at some point, maybe even $40,000. I don't know. It's going to come back up here toward the end of the year. So you can double your money just in Bitcoin. You could probably do better in Solana, Ethereum, all these other coins, okay? If you want to see these trades live, go buy the NFT. It's cheap as hell. We're actually doing, I wanted to announce this today. We're doing something later in the year or whenever we can get some momentum here in the market. We're going to do profile pictures. We're going to simplify this project. We're going to have different art, and we're going to have something that you can display publicly. It's going to be amazing, and it's going to combine all of the things that we've already released. So if you get one of these now, essentially what you're going to do is you're going to have a much simpler, much more easily marketable product that I think will just be fantastic and will draw a lot of new names and a lot of new intelligence into this group. And we're just going to continue to have the best group on the internet if you just need a community that can help you to win with crypto and with NFTs. And we're not going anywhere. So I'm super excited. If you want to talk to me face to face, this is the place to do it. Just go buy one of these NFTs and jump in the Discord. All right, love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.